Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Behind the Counter podcast right here on Insane Games TV. First show here of the week on our Twitch channel here. Mike and I, on this Monday afternoon, got a lot of stuff to talk about going around the store and around the network and different things like that. And you watched the football games yesterday?
A little bit. Not all of them.
I'm glad to see Kansas City won.
No.
You know, I'm sure we'll have a lot at the
Niners
store to
destroyed
talk
them.
about with football when it goes in. But I think I'm glad to see Patrick Mahomes Super Bowl. And I'm glad to see Jimmy Garoppolo in there as well.
I thought you said they were one of your nominees for the most boring Super Bowl.
No, I said the Tennessee Titans
And the Niners.
and the Texans.
The
would be-
Texans
They're in the
weren't
same
even in the
division.
playoffs.
But you know what I'm saying. What do you mean?
They weren't even playing last week, the Texans.
I said before. My statement originally was way back before.
They were already done playing last week. When we
No, I
talked.
didn't say it last week. I said it the week before, when there were 6 teams in the playoffs. I said it'd be boring to have either the Tennessee Titans or the Texans in the Super Bowl.
I don't know about that.
I do know about it.
They couldn't. That was not even a possible Super Bowl game. They play in the same division,
Either way.
let alone the same conference.
Either way, I think it'll be an interesting Super Bowl. We got a lot of events going on here this week on the channel. We got the Royal Rumble watch party next Sunday, which should be interesting. And then we got a lot of
What's going down?
what?
The watch party you said?
Super Bowl watch party or the Royal Rumble watch party. We sit
Didn't realize it was so soon.
We'll sit over there and watch some pizza and wings and watch. You coming?
I don't think so.
You said you were coming last time.
I'm not interested in that.
The Royal Rumble. It's by far the
No,
best.
I'm just kidding. I'll be there.
It's by far the best pay-per-view of the year.
I don't watch wrestling, but I actually find that one pretty interesting.
But so yes, we got a lot to talk about this week. It's been a very interesting week here at the store, and so we got a lot of stuff to go over for
Say
this.
Tommy
Well,
said opens up immediately talking sports. And then some commentary.
but make sure you watch us here on Twitch, Insane Games TV. You can also watch us Facebook Gaming, Insane Games TV, and of course you can watch all of our Twitch highlights and everything on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. What are you guys doing?
Well,
Sis, let's go into you watching Aaron Hernandez Netflix show.
did I watch it? I love Aaron Hernandez. I watched it. I woke up and I watched it. First thing I woke up when it came out. It's completely innocent. I'll just get that right off the bat. You can argue it or not, but I think there's enough evidence to show the otherwise.
I thought it was very well documented documentary. I thought it was pretty. I think they went over. I obviously saw the headlines of Aaron Hernandez throughout when it was all happening, but to kind of get a glimpse of, the details surrounding it, and I'll leave my opinions of what I think to the side. But I thought it was a well put together document series, and
Recommend it to everybody to watch
it
it.
was very the way they went through and they kind of showed his career, and I didn't know that about like his father, how strict his father was, and how I didn't realize he moved on when such a young age, like when he graduated high school, moved on to
Yeah,
college.
he's younger than I expected. He was about 23 when he got put in jail.
So I didn't realize he was that young, and I guess I didn't realize he was that much involved with Gronk when he first started, and working up through the Patriots and so on. So I thought that was
quite the tandem.
I thought that was an interesting point. Those two, Aaron Hernandez being the 4th round pick and Gronk being the 2nd round. So I thought that was pretty good.
They're pretty linked together.
But I thought it was pretty cool.
So, are you going to talk about how you almost destroyed the network, or?
We have an
You almost
infrastructure
burned down
around
the
here,
whole store.
and we have a pretty solid the way things work. And we have what's called, for many people who either watch or don't watch, we have what's called a sharing program that allows us to share all of our documents and so on throughout all the computers, throughout the devices, whether you're on-site, off-site, whatever. So Dan went in because I think I'm qualified and have every right to do so, I went in and kind of cleaned it up a little bit and added a folder to kind of make it where, it was a little bit more cleaned up instead of just files laying everywhere. And apparently I burned down the entire operation when I did that. I mean, receipts weren't coming out with our logos anymore. Every single overlay you see and all throughout the channel was completely destroyed. Logos weren't coming up and the graphics weren't there anymore. And it was just a classic. I would just simply all I did was simply added a folder, and the entire infrastructure, the entire store and the network just came crashing down.
Only this stuff could happen to you, Dan.
I'm I wish
Dan
I knew.
Could do something like that and unintentionally troll the whole store.
It wasn't me trolling. It was just me.
I said unintentional trolling.
I'm maybe
it's very absurd.
Maybe the guy who runs the show should be told, hey, we really can't change any folders around the program because it could potentially damage the entire thing and how we have it set up. It was just very absurd.
I don't mess around with those sort of things, but that seems like it's common knowledge.
What's common knowledge?
That you don't be changing the names of the folders and making new folders, deleting the command
that's not what I was doing. I added one folder. I added a folder in the process of the chain. I added a folder in step 2 to kind of clean everything up. I don't think it was that big of a problem.
But it was, though.
Apparently it was. It was an apocalypse around here. I mean, we had, first off, I got yelled at. I got yelled at tremendously for changing it, for even touching it. And the fact that every single overlay system we have for every single stream, podcast,
years and years of stuff,
work, everything you would see, it completely crashed. And so then I kind of thought it was just network based. And then I went over and I had a sale, and logos weren't printed on our receipts anymore. Return policies weren't cut. It was just what is going on around here?
Printing out 5 different receipts at once.
And then the receipt printer was printing out the same receipt twice. Times 2, so really 4 receipts were coming out. It was the biggest debacle I think I've ever seen in quite some time.
So did you learn your lesson?
I'm still not quite sure I understand how adding a folder causes such a problem throughout the landscape of the business. I really don't.
I think it's best if you just leave those things untouched from this point forward. Leave it up to your brother, superior brother, Tommy.
And I got in trouble for touching anything. It was just, I don't really understand how that type of stuff can possibly happen. I'm still trying to grasp. All I did was add. I didn't delete or move. I just added a folder in the chain of all the folders. I added a new step.
And then you were moving stuff and putting them inside that folder, correct? No. So you just created a folder for no reason?
Well, I created a folder before the other folder.
So then you put stuff inside that.
So if you logged into the main one,
you ruined it.
And then you logged into the second main one, I divided it out by department and put the folder that was really at step number 3. I put that into step number 3 to make it now number 4. And that caused such a big problem. I was baffled.
So absurd, Dan.
Baffled. And I will not.
You are one of the least organized people with folders on the computer. Save wild stuff to the desktop, and then you're just gonna make folders one day and just destroy everything.
I was told to apologize, and I will not, because I think
apologize.
No.
To everybody on there.
No, I think something that can take the landscape of everything down like that should have been pre-notified to me. Hey Dan, for future reference, it may be wise not to adjust any of the folders in the Dropbox because it could potentially destroy the path of everything.
Dan. It's as obvious as saying, please don't spill drinks on our electrical equipment.
You knew that all that was
you need to be notified of that.
So you knew all that was linked up through the chain.
I wouldn't touch it.
You're not authorized to touch it.
Apparently, neither are you.
I mean that's basically what the point is. Is that that's something that important should have been notified, and it maybe should have been addressed in a memo that went out to everyone. For future reference, do not change or modify any of the folder process in the Dropbox.
It's because of you that people put "do not eat" on the little McDonald's drive-through toys because you might choke on them.
They actually put that on a McDonald's thing?
Yeah.
I mean, who's really eating a McDonald's toy?
Who's really messing up the whole network, Dan?
I mean, anyone who's eating a McDonald's toy is probably 5. They don't know how to read to begin
Dave
with.
Needing to be told that?
He doesn't need to have access to it. He's not authorized to have access to the administration of the
He may have had
Dropbox.
access at one point, but apparently it's been revoked after this little incident.
I still have full access. I better.
I'll talk to Tommy about that.
Tommy's just whipping out all these. Like, I can't believe I'm supposed to know that you're not allowed to do that. It's very absurd. And I think your analogy is way off.
I can think of more if you want.
Who's eating anything at McDonald's?
It's like telling you not to take a bath with a toaster.
What?
That's like saying don't put a toaster in the bath. Because you'll get electrocuted to death. It's pretty obvious, no?
Your analogies are making no sense whatsoever. I still love to admit, if you're a McDonald's person and you're reading that, do not eat. Anyone who's going to eat it, they probably doesn't know how to read in the first place. So why even bother putting that on there?
For the person that opens it up for the kid.
Yeah, so that was what happened earlier today.
Apologize.
I will not apologize. I still don't think I was doing anything purposely wrong. It was simply just me trying to do some organizing.
Okay, that's the point of apologizing for a mistake.
No, it wasn't really a mistake.
Which means you unintentionally trolled somebody. So now apologize for your mistake.
Speaking of trolling and apologizing, how about we address the water in the back room?
Address it.
Well, how about it's time for you to buy a new case of water?
I'm not buying it.
We here at the store, we have a cooler in the back room that is open for any of the people here that come and go. And we normally have, it started out, I would buy like a big 24-pack of Aquafina water at Walmart or wherever. Aquafina water. And put it in the bag. Well, this one just started coming in and whipping out bottles and was drinking them, this and that. And the point became, okay, if you're going to drink them, you need to buy a case. And that went maybe a couple of times here and there. I bought a case, and Mike bought a case, and then I bought a case, and then Mike bought a case again. And now we're back to there's no water.
I think that's the least you can provide.
And it's the third time I got to buy water again.
As boss, that's the least you can provide.
That's not how it works.
I'm sure many other places have open cooler with at least water. It's actually absurd that I'm not requesting Pepsi.
How so?
Monsters are inside of there.
So you're telling me you think it's
For
important?
example, Zach Hamill has a cooler where he's allowed to take one soda of his choice out of his cooler every day.
His
Provided.
cooler?
Provided.
From his work?
Exactly. And that includes Mountain Dew, Pepsi, Fanta, Mountain Dew.
You mean to tell me they have all those options available?
And he's allowed to take one a day.
One a day. So you're allowed to take one water a day?
If you provide them. I only took one a day ever.
I think we have enough resources around here for people that the sharing of the cooler should be equal.
I don't steal your seltzers. That's all.
You better not steal my. There's a bigger problem at hand.
But water.
You don't even like the seltzer, so you really just drinking a seltzer. It's just do nothing but troll.
It's just spiteful, pretty much.
I'm just gonna take one of Dan's seltzers
Or if I'm
because
truly desperate. I've done it once or twice, and I regretted it. I ask permission first usually, but the waters I'm not refilling.
yeah, it's time for you
If
to
anything,
refill
it's
the water.
Tom's turn. From that time, he poured 4 of them into his humongous
That's really an
atrocity
absurd-
water jug.
I've never seen a more absurd water bottle. This water bottle is like this big. You can knock someone out with how thick this metal container thing is. It's just absurd. It has dents in it. That's how absurd this device is. Probably broke down a door with it or something.
I don't even know why he needs that
You
much
just
water.
filling the water bottles in. I'm like, how much
He probably
water
poured
does
it
that
out after. He probably wasted it. Wicked absurd. Probably said it was old and then he threw it out.
Either way, it's time for you to start replenishing the water.
I'll split them half and half with you, $2.50 each.
$2.50 each.
It's $5 usually, right?
Really not a bad deal.
You could almost buy one normal water from the store for that price.
Let's keep it up with the store drama for the week. Are you addressing the disc repair machine with Tom when he comes in?
I am.
Or are you going to back down and be scared?
I'd never back down to Tommy. He does not intimidate me in the slightest.
For the record, for people who don't know what we're talking about, we have a disc repair machine here at the store.
Want me to grab it?
And no, it's right there. I can see it. And you know, the purpose of the disc. Let me explain the purpose of buying the disc repair machine. The purpose of buying the disc repair machine is A, to stop returns by cleaning the disc machine and properly having our CDs. But to be fair, scratch CDs should never really be traded in the first place, because that's what we check when we do trade in. So really, it's kind of like we really shouldn't be. The purpose of the disc repair machine was that we could also sell repair warranties and cleans, so we can actually make some money off the disc repair machine. So like, you can sell a warranty with it, or you can say, or we do a $3 disc repair for a CD. So someone who has a CD at home is scratching, bring it in, spend $3 to get it clean. But we don't do that here. We don't do that here. We want this ugly atrocity that does nothing but cause a mess behind the counter, because no one can keep it clean.
I'm the
No
only
one,
I'm
no
the
one
only
keeps
one
it
that
clean.
cleans it.
No, first off, you're the only one that uses it, because I forbid to use it. And Dave, I don't know what Dave does with it, but I'm like the only one that forbids you. I mean, this thing makes a mess. And of course, there's 8 different jugs of solutions that go with it. There's rags. There's about 10 different other sanders on there. We have a bin this big full of supplies, and this cream stuff is all over the place.
The fact of the matter is, it's one of the most useful resources. You were just talking about resources that we have in the store.
When's the last time
You
you
could take
sold
something that's literally worth nothing and turn it into like $30 sales.
When is the last time you sold a disc repair clean for it?
To Boater about a couple weeks ago.
Did he pay for it?
No.
Okay, let's go back. Let's keep going.
But he should have.
He should have.
Technically, he did. Through favor.
So let's keep going.
I sell them all the time.
We don't sell them all the time.
The value is priceless through games that I've sold that I've brought back to life through it.
And the analogy of, okay, it makes it so games come back returned. Now, do you not agree that games should never be returned in the first place, because we shouldn't take in scratch games?
There's a limit to what you can take in. If we just never took any scratch games in, we'd have no games.
I mean, really,
have no games.
The question becomes, if a CD comes in and it doesn't work because it's completely scratched, it's not our fault for not having a repair machine. It's our fault for trading it in the first place.
Yeah, but I could fix it. Most likely. And everyone around here knows about what's fixable and what's not fixable when they look at a disc.
I don't agree with that.
I think everybody's trained pretty well to know that. We don't just take in games that are massacred and then try to fix them. They might just have a slight bit more than what's reasonable to sell them as. And then we clean them and it looks like it's brand new and people appreciate it.
I don't know. That's not like, the fact
But I mean, we're not just handing them out left and right either. We do it when it needs to be done.
I feel like there's no purpose for the machine.
No purpose.
No, I don't.
So if someone returns a game that you think you can fix right now, you're just going to return it for store credit?
If it doesn't work, it's probably not good to begin with.
If someone buys like a PS2 game that's somewhat scratched, you don't think you could fix it?
Maybe, but if it really needs to be fixed that bad, then why was it even traded in the first place?
Because you can sell it?
Defective?
No, we'll clean it. And then we'll make money off of something that's worth nothing.
Okay, so let's go back. Okay, let's assume that's the part of the point. The also part of the point of the machine is to make money. So why don't we do any of that? It's a one-way street.
You're the boss.
Exactly.
Why aren't we doing disc protection plans?
You asked
Because
me.
no one can handle it.
What do you mean?
They're just doing it on stupid discs that have no possibility of being fixed.
I can sell disc repairs or warranties all day long.
We'll be like, oh yeah, I'll sell you a year warranty on this game we only get once, like every 5 years.
What do you mean?
Like someone will sell it on like a Chrono Trigger or something in the box, and then we'll be on the hook with that person for a year. People can't handle disc repair machines. You have to be smart about it, or protection plans. You know the ones that they're reasonable for.
The protection.
Once we started pushing it, then we get hooked at things
the
that we shouldn't be
protection
hooked
policy is real simple, and it is
Explain it, Dan.
I'm going to a 1-year warranty, and if we can't replace it, we give you the value of the game. So let's say someone comes in and buys a $14.99 game.
So that has nothing to do with the disc repair machine at all. Anyway,
What do you mean?
What you just said.
No. So let's say someone buys a game, $14.99, and wants a protection plan on it. Okay, so it's a $3 or $1, depending on the price. they get a 1-year protection plan. And they would say they come in 6 months from now, and it's the fact that it doesn't work, and we don't have another copy. They get the $14.99 back. And
So you want to do that?
If it doesn't work.
You want people coming in 8 months later, they scratch their own disc after they beat the crap out of the game and just returning it for full value?
Well, they're returning for full value, but we got the $3 off of the protection plan.
Okay, $14.99 might not be a big deal, but if you do it on like a $40 game, was that $3 really worth it at that point?
Well, the $40 game would be a $5 protection plan.
So is that $5 really worth it then?
I mean, there's limitations.
There's definitely...
You can't go smash the game and bring it in. Oh, yeah, well, this is my warranty. That's not quite how it works. It's not wear and tear.
Somewhere in the middle. We just gotta know exactly what we offer it for.
Either way.
And be trained on such.
Either way.
And that's really your responsibility.
Either way, I absolutely hate that device. Okay, if it was buried in the back where it should be further buried. It should be out in our storage unit, far away from the store as possible. And Mike pulled it out in a rage of a rant that he did, yanked it out of the back room, brought it out here, set on the, and it was actually going to have this atrocity plugged in down here, hidden back. I was like, nope. I go, we're not just putting a disc repair machine.
Like I said, I relented a little bit because it was being absurd, but it's out here, and when I do need it, I will plug it in somewhere very stupid if I have to. It doesn't matter where, if it's usable. Maybe I'll plug it in right here.
Not going on this counter. That is
So
absurd. We're definitely not doing that. That thing just causes nothing but a mess, and I will not have it.
It's not up to you.
Because now, so is that ready to go when it's plugged in, or do we need to go get all the supplies for it now?
We have enough supplies. We need a little bit more supplies, but I can make it work. Situations are
stupid,
less than ideal.
Stupid machine. I absolutely hate that machine. And you and Dave, just like you and Dave with canned air, you guys think you need to have it to be. We don't need to have a disc repair machine.
Don't get me started
let
on
me
the
explain
canned
something
air,
to you.
Dan.
I went 3
Don't get me
years
started on the
cleaning
canned
systems in this store without having canned air.
Okay. So
Okay.
you want to sell garbage? You
No,
want to be a garbage
I don't think you need to have canned air to have a system well cleaned.
How are you going to get the dirt out from the inside?
There's ways of doing it.
Now without canned air, taking it apart.
But you guys think canned
so you're
air is
gonna take
needed for
every
every
system
single
apart?
every single possible thing.
Not every single possible thing. I can get by. But like I said,
And then the best part is what you guys don't understand is that
store.
when they blow out the canned air, what they do is they do it in the most absurd spots. And I'm going to sit in front of this brand new computer and
no one does it over
and it just does, and of course all
this
this
right here, this is a
leaves the
workstation.
system, and now settles on all the counters. Every 3 days, everything needs to be wiped down. Everything needs to be re-cleaned, and
luckily I'm gonna wipe it pretty much every 20 minutes, man.
And
this is a workstation.
Do you do down here?
Nope.
Exactly. That's where the dust settles.
That's not where it settles. It settles on the top. The workstation.
Nope.
That's what the purpose of this thing is. So if I want to canned air out stuff, I'm gonna canned air to my heart's content.
It is so absurd the amount of canned air you guys use. It's just, I don't get it.
We probably go through like 6 cans a year. That's really not that bad.
No, you don't
get
go through
one 6-pack, and then we last like the whole year.
That is outrageous.
I think that's a pretty
6
reasonable.
Cans. That is so absurd that you think it's 6 cans.
That is so reasonable.
Not even by me.
I bet someone like Boder goes through that much at his house alone, cleaning off his keypad and stuff, keyboard.
So absurd. But either way, you guys with a disc repair machine, it's just like the canned air. If you guys don't have it, it's like, oh, we can't clean it. We don't have it. No, but I don't believe that.
Well, Dan, you're foolish for believing such. And it's getting set up, so.
Oh, you gotta go.
We'll see it
you gotta
next
go through
week.
the chain of command, and now Tom's got to plug it in and wire it for you.
Well, if my commands aren't heard, I'll just take matters into my own hands.
You're not going to be placing that anywhere you want. It's not how it works. It's not how it works. Just to have wires.
Duct tape it down, and if you want to take it out, so be it. But it's going to be extremely difficult to get it out.
Put you in your luck, boy. That's all I'm gonna say. Just moving on.
Yeah, we better.
Another thing that Mike and I have been trying to go through and figure out is, and apparently everyone thinks I'm crazy. There's a cricket in the back. There's a cricket in the back that keeps chirping left and right. Okay, and no one's apparently seems to hear the cricket but me. It's in the most absurd situation. I heard it. It must have been maybe like 3 weeks ago, or like 3 days ago. It was chirping all morning long. I literally bring Mike into the back, and it doesn't chirp. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And Mike's like, I don't hear it. I think you're crazy, Dan. Go back out, and then it starts chirping later in the afternoon.
Well, as I say, it's kind of like a ghost. You haven't gotten any video evidence of it yet. And as I haven't heard it, so it's a very much Pixar didn't happen situation.
Pixar didn't happen?
In this case, video, or even I'd settle for
There
an
is
audio
a cricket
file.
in that back room, and I'm going to try to record the next time I hear it. It is
keep this on the
absurd.
record. It's January.
It is absurd.
January.
Exactly. He's probably inside. He's probably nice and cozy up in the ceiling where it's warm, and it's a cricket. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna record on my phone so you hear it.
And we also have commentary from DAM 314 saying he did not hear anything, which is Dave, our other co-worker.
I will make sure I pull you or Dave aside the next time I hear that cricket and let you know, because it is extremely annoying.
All I want is
I'm
some
working in the
evidence, and
back.
then we can move forward with a destruction plan towards it. But
How are you gonna get
without
it?
any evidence of it being real, then there's no reason to tear apart the roof yet.
I'm gonna have to get up there with a flashlight and try to track him down, and I will, because that's absolutely annoying to listen to that cricket. And again, I said the same thing. It is literally January, and there's a cricket going on upstairs in the ceiling. It's absurd.
It's winter out. No, how do you have a cricket? I don't think it's true.
Probably inside.
We'll update on the situation, I guess.
Can a
but-
cricket even live in the winter inside?
I guess.
Where do
It's heated
crickets go in the
here.
winter?
Underground, probably.
So there's a good chance he's in
Let's
the...
not go. None of us know anything about science on that.
But
man.
still, it's a good question. Where do crickets go in the winter? I'm looking it up. I think it's duly possible there's a cricket inside the ceiling.
How did it get up there?
Mike, really? You're going to ask a question? Crickets end up anywhere. Crickets in the ceiling. Let's see what comes up.
You really typing that?
No, I'm looking crickets in the winter. Because I'm actually quite... They probably make it... He's probably very comfortable. When the weather turns cooler, crickets migrate towards the warmth of buildings. Bam! Now apologize and say, Dan, you're right.
Apologizing.
It's very notable that there's a cricket inside the ceiling in the back.
It said
They can
towards
enter
the
through
building.
cracks and creaks in the foundation or poorly sealed doorways and windows. They usually don't live very long inside, but can cause damage before dying in the early winter. So, wait, so crickets only live like 6 months?
I don't know. I'm not a cricket expert. I'm not even going to pretend to try to answer that question.
So that does not make it...
Well, the fact of the matter is they don't live long indoors, and you've said it's been in there for over a month, so there's definitely
The
some
life
craziness in
life
there.
cycle of a cricket. House crickets have 3 stages of their life cycle. Egg, nymph, whatever that means, an adult. They can live for over 6 weeks in their entire life cycle, and can last 2 to 3 months depending on their surroundings. They thrive in temperatures of 80 to 90 degrees. Did you know that? That crickets only live 3 months?
Is that confirmed?
I just read it. And that they do get inside buildings in the winter.
Well, it's been cold for at least since October, so
It's very,
it's highly, highly unlikely that you have a cricket in your ceiling.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait until that cricket starts making noise again, and I'm gonna get up into the ceiling and put my phone so you guys can hear it. And then it stopped, and then come back on 5 minutes later. I just heard it yesterday.
I think it's your computer. Or
It's
something.
not my
I
computer.
heard you turn it on the other day, and it sounded like it was dying.
The fan needs to be cleaned. Yeah, we can't hear. We're not going over that. That's not the point. That's what canned air should be used for. Not for blowing off, just hitting the system. Yeah, clean out vents. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every
Wanna be a
system can use
garbage
one
store,
good
Dan,
puff.
then that's fine.
What's that?
So if you want to be a garbage store, then that's fine.
I don't think having canned air makes or not breaks our store calling it garbage or not. A little
You're selling
absurd.
stuff with the dust. I'm not saying the store's garbage. I'm just selling you're a store that deals in selling garbage. Without canned air.
We are going to get
If
to
you
the bottom.
get canned air, then that's completely
We're going to get to the
natural.
bottom of the cricket fiasco, okay? And then we're going to track it down, and we're going to find out exactly. 'Cause based off the information that I just pulled up, it's very, very possible that a cricket can be living at this time of the year inside that roof over my office. It's very possible. We
So
just
there's
read it
a
right here.
Based on the evidence you provided me right now, I'd say there's a 10% chance as you take.
There's a 10% chance there's a cricket in there.
Based on the time that's passed since you first said you've heard it, the month that we're in, and its life cycle.
Okay,
There's a
so let's
10%
say it
chance
was
there's a
warm in
cricket.
it was warm in October. They live anywhere from 2 to 3 months. So November, December, January, 4 months. There could be one that maybe hatched at the last minute.
I didn't
got
say
into the crowd.
0% chance. I said 10% chance.
I think 10% is far fetched. that is.
I think it's a little high as well.
I think it's more like there's a 40 to 50% chance that a cricket can live to. First off, there's a 100% chance that there's a cricket back there. 'Cause I heard it.
It's not going any higher than 20.
Okay, I think. Are you talking percentage that there's a cricket there, or percentage that he's still alive?
Well, if he's chirping and making noises, that would mean.
First off,
he's
we don't know
alive.
if it's a he or a she, so I don't know why we both
I'm
said
saying
he.
I said, if it's chirping, that means it's alive.
It does say crickets thrive in 80 to 90 degree
It's
temperatures.
definitely not. It's 72 degrees always in here. Who knows in the roof? I'm sure it's colder.
Possibly, but it's still doable,
I'd
the
say it's
temperatures.
like 60 degrees up there.
It's 72 in here.
It doesn't look very insulated up there last time I put
We are going to have a mission to first off, I don't know what the mission is yet. Either A, obviously find the cricket, but right now we got to prove that Dan's not crazy. So we're going to have to go and I'm going to try to find a way of recording.
I don't trust you at this point. You're just going to plant a cricket's body
Really?
up there. You're going to go to the pet store and buy a cricket, and then you're just going to plant it up there so you don't look crazy now.
I'm going to get a recording on my
wild
I'm going to get a
conspiracy.
recording on my phone. Okay, and then I'm gonna have the video footage from the office to show that I'm getting a recording on my phone, and then we're gonna have an investigation to track down the cricket. So while Mike's helping a customer, let's go over some of the plugs here. We got Retro Monday coming up next, playing one of my favorite games, and Mike has played so many times. Metal Gear Solid. God, let me just say that right now. Great game. I'm sure you're a PlayStation guy, right?
Yeah.
Have you played Metal Gear Solid?
I have. Very good.
Fun game. I played it back 20 years ago. Can't wait
Not,
to go.
Not the original on the PlayStation, but I should try to.
It's good.
If you had a copy, I might. You should get some new stuff.
We're trying. The PlayStation
Oh, yeah?
games are crazy. We sell so much of them that, and it's just
Great now.
it's the retro stuff because PlayStation is now considered retro. PlayStation 1 anyway, and anytime we get it, it sells out quick. But yeah, so we're playing that tonight, Retro Monday. That's at a little after 6 o'clock right here on Insane Games TV. Then we got Monday Night Gaming. It may be me tonight. Austin's on vacation. The No Look podcast is on vacation this week in Key West. So we have some content coming out later this week, if not tomorrow or Wednesday, for their podcast. So I may be filling in for Monday Night Gaming tonight, continuing the Dan Theft Auto series, watching and playing a little Grand Theft Auto 5. So that could be later tonight. And of course, we got the Nerd Glassing podcast tomorrow with Dave and Boder, and also the Citadel 2v2 Tuesdays tomorrow. And then of course we have our Wednesday lineup with all of our great podcast shows and streams with the Weekend Wednesday, the Dream Team, Ring the Bell. All this week, the No Look podcast is, of course, they will be off this week. They're on vacation, but expect a lot of hot Key West content coming out from them. And then, of course, Austin will be back on Thursday with Thirsty Thursdays. And then, of course, we have Insane Games live throughout the weekend. If you're watching us live, you can watch us live here on Twitch at Insane Games TV _ or also on Facebook Gaming at Insane Games TV. And, of course, all of our podcasts are filmed on our YouTube channel as well at Insane Games TV. So make sure you check that out.
Do you know if it's a 1,000?
It's the early one.
D game 3 and 4. 40% chance cricket exists. Okay. 60% chance it's a joke noise from somebody. Who is it? Who would it be a joke noise from, Dave? Could it be? So Dave's insinuating that Hot Topic. If it's our neighbor, maybe it's a Yankee Candle who has a storage space back there. Maybe they're putting a little machine going. Let's play a trick on them and having the cricket noise come through. Or maybe it's you guys playing it. I mean, really, I'm sure if I went down to Spencer's, I'm sure they sell the cricket things. You can hit the noise and the cricket noise goes. I'm sure there's a chance of that. I'm telling you, there is a cricket in the roof.
That would be cruel to pull that from within. I wouldn't do that. I would do that too.
I wouldn't put it past me. I'd definitely do something like that on someone.
Maybe Johnny. Maybe Dave.
Could be Dave playing a trick.
He's very mischievous.
I'm telling you, there is a cricket in that ceiling. I'm going to A, prove that it's there, and then B, try to find it. Right now, I got to prove that I'm not some kind of crazy person.
You sound like a crazy man right now.
There is definitely a chance.
A tinfoil hat man.
100% chance there's a cricket back there. And based off of the signs that we looked up, we proved that it's possible that a cricket is back there during this time of the year. And on a side note, had no idea that crickets only live for 3 months. Did not know that.
Learn something new every day.
Learn some new science right here on the Behind the Counter podcast. That crickets can live only 3 months.
You don't think they ever stretch it to 4?
Maybe.
In rare circumstances.
I hate crickets, but they do prove to be very valuable in the ecosystem. They definitely kill a lot of the flies.
And they're food source from anything. I don't think they kill flies.
But how they eat?
Grass and plants and stuff.
Crickets only eat grass?
I think that maybe dead stuff.
Let's keep going.
I'm pretty sure they're herbivores, Dan. Vegetarian.
Can you please explain that for me? Well, can you explain the science of that?
Is?
Can you please?
Something that only eats vegetables / plants.
Cricket diet.
It's probably going to tell you things that eat crickets if you type it like that.
Crickets eat food that is very similar to a human's diet. Whoa, can't wait to see where this goes. They are
I was wrong.
Omnivores that may eat fruits, vegetables, or meat.
So we're
in nature, they eat whatever they can find, such as rotting leaves, rotting fruit, vegetables, or insects. So neither one of us will be issuing an apology because we're both right.
I just thought, like, since they're a common food source, they're like,
well, actually, you did say they're herbivores.
Yeah.
They're actually omnivores.
You said they only eat flies.
I think that's probably their preferable food choice. Nothing like a good piece of steak.
How are you getting inside the mind of a cricket right now?
I'm just saying. Do you rather eat broccoli or would you rather have food?
The cricket hardly has a brain.
I'm sure they got
nutrients
brains.
At that point. Yeah, I'm sure they do, but it's not very large.
All I'm going to say is that... So you mean to tell me that you rather have broccoli or would you rather have meat?
That's a whole nother story.
No, it's not.
Not any animal has the luxury that humans have.
I'm sure an insect would rather have a bug, some meat, than having dead, rotten leaves. Am I wrong?
It depends. It depends on the cricket. You can't say humans all like it. Some humans truly prefer broccoli more than... I'm
going to keep going on my research of crickets.
Some humans only eat vegetables.
I'm not. I'm getting a lot of cricket wireless stuff coming up, so I'm just not going to bother. Either way, we learned a lot about crickets here on Behind the Counter this episode, because there's definitely one in the ceiling up there. Definitely, and we're going to track it down this week, and next week when we come on this podcast...
Like I said, right now I'm skeptical, but if you find evidence, then we move our plan towards the assassination.
Johnny, 100%
and discovery
from Dave.
Of it.
I'm going to have both Dave saying a statement and Mike saying a statement. At this time, we are acknowledging that there's a cricket in the back room, and Dan was 100% sane, is what I'm going to say, because I'm not crazy about this.
I would agree upon that if you find evidence. And I know what kind of crickets are in the wild around here, so if you try to pull any sort of pet store nonsense, I will know.
You're telling me you can identify a cricket by their chirping?
I'm not going to tell you my methods because I want to see what you try to pull first.
You just said you know crickets.
After
you had no idea what a lifespan of a cricket was. Now you're telling me you understand. You know crickets?
I've seen the ones that live around here, and I've seen the ones that are food
Everyone's
sources
seen the cricket that
that
live
are
around
from
here.
the pet store.
They're extremely annoying.
They're very different.
You
so
look at
I will
crickets.
know.
You look at crickets, and you're at the pet store.
I used to have reptiles as pets, and I would feed them. to
What?
them.
What did little Mikey
Actually, not
Batista
reptiles,
have?
amphibians, frogs.
You had frogs.
I used to like frogs. I don't think that's very unreasonable.
What did you have them stored in? A container?
Like an aquarium.
You had frogs in an
I
aquarium.
only had one frog at a time. I didn't get multiple frogs.
And where did you find these frogs? Did you
I
buy the
purchased
frog?
them. Purchased them.
They were any cool colors?
Sometimes I'd find some and put them in there, but then they were too dominant for the pet store ones that usually eat all the food and kill off my cool ones.
They would eat the other frogs?
They would just not let them eat food, and then they would die because they would eat all the food.
So how does that work when you take a... How is a frog at a pet store different than a frog in the wild?
Well, they have like exotic ones. Like, I actually forget the names. It's been a while. They have like the red belly one.
You bought one special colors?
They don't sell them anymore. It's a shame. Probably would be interested slightly still, but
So you gave crickets to frogs? So you're a cricket killer is what you are.
and you're planning to be
Well, how so?
this one in the sea. What, you're gonna capture it and let it go?
I'm going to shoo him away.
But you're gonna stomp it on the floor so hard.
Not really.
At least I'm giving it to something as food. You're just gonna kill it.
I'm not. If I found the cricket, first off, I find the likelihood of finding the cricket very extremely unlikely.
Oh, so now you don't think you'll find it?
Oh, do you think you're gonna find the cricket?
No, because there's not one back there.
There's definitely one back there. But one thing we learned that Mike's a cricket killer. You slaughtered
I did not
crickets
slaughter them. I
to your
fed
pet
them
frogs.
to another animal as a source of food. It's very respectful to the circle of life. There was no pain.
I did not think that Mike was a cricket killer. First of all, I never would have thought Mike was a frog collector, not to mention a cricket killer. Stop
I was wild
saying that.
younger. I used to watch a lot of Steve Irwin. He would touch anything that he saw. So.
Dave goes plus fishing.
Would you like fishing?
You drown crickets to fish?
No, I don't know. I've never used crickets as bait, but it is possible to use them.
Can you actually use them? They don't sink, do they?
They float. Fish eat stuff off the top. I think it depends. There's a lot of fake cricket baits as well. You don't want to go down that path with me, but
I don't know. It's been like a pet store around here. We learned the other day that you can't declaw cats. I did not know that. I didn't realize that's a new law now.
how's it going?
We've learned it's been like nature's way in this store the past week. Learning all these different things. There's
The declawing of cats is a very controversial topic.
It
Very
is.
controversial topic.
See, if I got a cat, I would be afraid that they're gonna claw me to death in my sleep.
Their
From a
nails
cat.
are so sharp.
Exactly. It's
I went
somewhat
over to someone's
concerning.
house and they had two pet cats, and one was like laying on its belly, offering me to like pet its belly. So I reached in and it got my hand with all four of its legs and left scratch marks down my arm. I was so upset.
I'd be like,
Because
no,
I consider myself an
thank
animal
you.
whisperer, so. But it was playing. There was no malice behind it, I don't think. But their nails are just that sharp.
We
that
had
they can't
a
help it.
cat at the Shevlin house, and I get blamed for this every time. We had a cat named
Wow.
Teddy.
You don't remember your own
Teddy.
cat's name?
You know what's funny is I always say to people, how can you not remember your pet's name? I always say that. Anytime people come in here and they go like, oh, I had a dog name. Was it like? And I just
How's it
did it.
going?
I just did the one thing that I always would be the other people like, you don't remember your pet's name? It was Teddy. It was an orange cat. And then we also had another cat called Misky.
Was it a boy or a girl?
I don't know how the names came about. But apparently no proof has ever been stated, but I apparently left the door open and the cat got out. The
They
orange
stuck
cat
that
named
blame
Teddy.
on you
Apparently. That's what the story
That's pretty brutal
I've been told throughout
for
the
a
life.
child.
That
say
I
that
left the door open. We
because
don't know
you
if
left
that's
the door
true or
open.
proven.
You no longer have a pet.
Either way,
That's a lot of weight to put
we
on your
had some
shoulders.
cats at our house back in the day.
That's actually news to me. I didn't know you ever had cats.
The one cat was like always hid upstairs. You never knew where it was or what it did or how it got around.
One little those spots. Oh, you got the both.
Yeah, at the moment.
But again, you're watching Behind the Counter Podcast live here on Insane Games TV. If you miss any part of this episode, make sure you catch our episodes on YouTube, uploaded right after the next day. Just look up Insane Games TV on YouTube. You can pull up our YouTube channel for all additional content as well. Mike and I are going to be taking over Retro Monday. Well, it's Mike's show. I'm just sitting along with him. We'll be playing some Metal Gear Solid. God, cannot wait for that. I've waited 2 weeks when it was stated that we were going to do that game. Cannot wait to play that. That's later tonight.
Essentially forced me to shelf Mike Tyson to play it. But
You don't want to play the same game over and over and over again. It's a little...
But I mean, you don't have to strong arm me too hard to play Metal Gear. Honestly, I mean.
Either way, we get Metal Gear Solid coming up next here, right after Behind the Counter. Got rid of that. Let's do a little what's in your disc tray. Obviously, we got
a lot of GTA 5.
been doing a lot of GTA 5 lately. But Mike got a had to do a mission in here the other day for Red Dead Redemption, and of course he pops in Grand Theft Auto 5 and does a quick mission, and we had just been all of a sudden entrapped with playing Grand Theft Auto 5 now, and of course I went in just to do some free roam, and of course apparently when I did the 360 version in 2013, apparently it didn't save to my Xbox One account, so I basically had to redo it all for Xbox One, which I don't mind. Has some enhanced graphics, some better features, so I don't mind playing that a little bit. So we've been kind of doing that, and we did a couple streams over the weekend with it, and so that's been kind of fun. So we may do a little bit of that tonight on Monday Night Gaming if we get some time. So just talking with them about Grand Theft Auto a little bit.
It's good. It's really fun to go back and play that, especially when I've been playing Red Dead so much, because the way they control and everything, how they work, is basically the same, except one's set like in the 1800s, or late 1800s, early 1900s, and then one's modern times with machine guns, helicopters, cars. So it's interesting to go back and forth.
Yeah, so that's cool. So we got that. We've been
Don't ever do that to me again. Go on.
I didn't mean it like that's cool. Like, wow,
cool.
That's cool.
Moving on.
You and Tom these days are attacking everything like it's betrayal of everything.
You deserve it.
What have you been playing? Let's talk about betrayals. What have you been playing? You know, I thought us as boys playing Call of Duty at night, but nope. Tom,
I haven't gotten a Call of Duty invite for you in about a week.
What do you mean?
I never get the call to play Call of Duty from you.
I've never.
Tom texts me to play Overwatch. So
Speaking of betrayal,
whoever texts me first, I'm like, all right, they won.
Dave, and I blame Dave. I blame Dave to the core on it. Dave had been trying to get everyone, innocent Dave, who comes in and doesn't do Overwatch, has been slowly working the seeds to try to get everyone to play Overwatch, and that's exactly what happened. The other night, got home after about 4 nights in a row of, I'm too tired, I don't want to play Call of Duty tonight, we're too tired. I finally said
you didn't ask me.
I said to Tom, so we playing the Call of Duty tonight? Nah, I don't know. No,
He says Call of Duty's dead to him.
I think we're good. So maybe like 45 minutes go by. I'm in watching Aaron Hernandez, and I hear this in the other room. Well, it's Tom and Mike secretly playing Overwatch, and they're like, well, what do we got going on over here? Because you know, Tom and Mike can't put their profiles live. So you never know that they're on or not on. And those two are
Xbox
secretly
time
playing
is
Overwatch.
Extremely sacred to me.
Secretly playing Overwatch, and it's all because Dave got Tom to play Overwatch in the store, and now Tom's hooked, which means you're kind of which means you guys are gonna hook up with Johnny and Bob. We're gonna be back to all playing Overwatch again.
I'm not letting it get that far.
Nope, I know.
It left
I've
us
seen
all very
this
salty
writing
face.
on the wall before. I know exactly what's gonna happen.
First of all,
And Dave behind the scenes is like this. Dave is
to ever
behind
play
the scenes.
Overwatch in this store, or anyone associated with this store. I was the first to play it. So if I want to hop in once in a while and play the game that I was the prophet to all these people playing, then I will.
And
I'm not
Dave,
saying I'll enjoy it.
Dave
but
secretly behind the scenes, it'd be like, yes, exactly what I wanted. Everyone coming to play Overwatch.
He's definitely pleased with the
The guy doesn't even have an Xbox to play.
Yes, he does.
He says last night he said he can't use it. It's too old, doesn't work, and
I'll be discussing that with him when I see him.
I don't know what to tell you. So let's do a new segment, Customers of the Week. Okay, Customers of the Week. And what this story is the most absurd things we deal with the week. I had a guy on Monday of last week open up the door. Now I come in, you know how we have a gate that slides open, so it kind of goes a little bit. I had him maybe a foot and a half. I'm in here. It's like 9:52.
That was gonna be my first question.
So now I got these two couples that are standing these two guys that are standing at the gate. Like, you think it's the most urgent thing in the world that they have to come into the store. So I'm kind of cleaning, kind of getting the counter ready, this and that. And then all of a sudden the guy kind of slightly pushed the door and goes, "Are you guys open?" Does it look like we're open? The gate's open a foot.
Was the lights off?
No, the lights are on. Mike, don't try to oversell it. This gate was literally all the way closed with a foot open on the end. And this guy pushed it, "Are you guys open?" And I'm like, no. He goes, "Well, because I go, yeah, well, can I help you with something?" He goes, and he comes in and he goes,
but let me ask you anyway.
he comes in, he goes, "Now, do I have to have an Xbox Live card to play Xbox?"
Did you tell him?
And I'm like, "Yeah, you need an Xbox Live account."
That's
He
not
goes,
true.
"Oh, okay." What? I go, "You need an Xbox Live to play multiplayer."
Oh, well, that's not what he asked, according to
He said about then he got into multiplayer. I'm looking to play multiplayer. Do I need? I go, "Yeah, you just got. Yeah, you need an Xbox Live account to do Xbox. I can do that all on my account on the Xbox, right?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Okay, thank you." He walks. I'm like, "That's all? That was so urgent for you to be knocking down my gate, waiting out here for 8 minutes, and then pushing my
Doesn't
gate
sound
open?"
that bad.
I thought it was absurd.
Don't be grumpy.
But
I will say, anyone that's a reasonable person can see a gate half closed and see that the store's not open yet.
second
So
customer
I'll
of
give
the
you some credit.
I have more credit. The gate was completely closed, pretty much. Say second customer of the week, and one of those I just don't understand. Guy comes in, looking around. He goes, "I need to break a 20." I go, "Okay." I go, "We can't give change." I go, "The door only opens if we run a sale through." No, okay. Walks over, looks around, picks up the Halo Wars 2 lanyard that we can't get rid of for free. Okay, brings it over, buys it for $9.99 just to get change for a 20.
Yeah. Well,
You would
that's why
spend $10 to get change for a 20?
I wouldn't, but I guess that's why that rule's in place.
I was just like, I wanted to say there's a $2.99 game you can buy over there, but I was like, whatever. We can't get rid of those Halo 2
I
lanyards.
mean, they'll probably actually use it.
We cannot get rid of those Halo 2 lanyards. Halo Wars 2 lanyards over there. We can't get rid of them for free. Okay, not to mention the guy goes over and buys it for change.
Can we talk about Halo Wars 2 for a second?
Why? Was there a point to it?
I mean, we're just shitting on it, basically, is what I'm going to do. And show some remorse. Me and Tommy one Christmas, we both got it. I told my sister that's what I wanted from her. He got it from somebody. Paid full price, $60 for it. We were all ready to play. We played the game once for an hour. Never played it again. $60.
And you spent
down the
$60
drain.
on it.
I didn't. My sister did for Christmas. But what a waste. What a true waste.
I'll call it a very big waste.
Maybe I'll trade it in here for $35 cash.
But that's our new... Dave goes, "Mike, the Godfather of Overwatch."
A highlighted message saying,
Dave, I blame you for all this Overwatch problems. I know, Dave. I didn't mean it, but I know. You know what you're doing, Dave. You were working in the hints and the trends, and you hatched on to Tom. You knew Tom was the weak link. Okay, you went after Tom. You got Tom playing Overwatch, and now, of course, Mike has got to follow Tom, and now Call of Duty is dead. It's dead. It's dead.
We have a big tournament coming up. It's not dead.
Exactly, and it's going to be a slaughter fest. You guys are going to get slaughtered at the Call of Duty tournament.
Aren't you playing in it as well?
I am. Because you're going to be too busy
Maybe
playing
we should
Overwatch.
Mess with the numbers a little bit and make sure you and our team meet first so we can settle this little debate.
All right, you got anything else to go over?
No.
We hit the hour mark here behind the counter. Behind the counter, the life and stories of what goes on here behind the counter at Insane Games, and of course around the network here at Insane Games TV. We got Retro Monday coming up a little bit later, probably like 6:30, only because we're going all the way to 9 o'clock with it. Mike and I playing.
It's a special day.
It's a great game. I fully enjoy it. Okay, we're going to be playing Metal Gear Solid right here on this TV from 6:30 to 9. That's up next on Retro Monday. Maybe a little Grand Theft Auto later tonight on Monday Night Gaming. And of course, tomorrow, don't forget to watch Nerd Glasses, The Citadel, and of course everything throughout the week here on Insane Games TV. If you watch us live or watch us later on YouTube, don't forget to hit the follow button on YouTube or live here on Twitch. Right here at Insane Games TV. That's behind the counter this week. Anything you want to go over before we close out?
Nope, just get ready for some Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, I'm ready. Ready to go. So that's behind the counter this week. We'll see everyone next week here on the podcast. And make sure you check us out the rest of the week.